Hello everyone. This is Starry Ari's ASMR. I am Ari, and today I have this throw pillow that you may have seen in the background on the guest bed behind me in some of the videos. And this pillow is a brown taupe color, and it has these wonderful ridges of tufted yarn, and it makes these interesting line patterns all over the pillow. And I really like this pillow because the base fabric is also quite textured, and it almost reminds me of a burlap, but it's much softer. And I thought today I would just do a little bit of a hand movements and scratching on the pillow to try and make some nice fabric sounds. I wanted to originally film this with my external microphone to try and pick up all of the tingly sounds from the pillow, but I was having some technical difficulties and I had a little bit of a shorter time to film today, so I was like, I'm just going to set up my phone like I usually do, and hopefully some of the sounds from the pillow come through. There's also quite a bit of background noise that I will try to edit out, but if some sneaks through, hopefully it's not too bothersome. I also just kind of want to do a little bit of a chit-chat. I think I've done quite a few rambles recently. I mean, most of my videos are rambles, really. But I didn't really plan out anything that I wanted to talk about today, so we'll see how that goes. But I hope that the sound of my voice and hopefully the sound of the pillows is relaxing. And if you can't hear the pillows very much, hopefully the slow hand movements are relaxing as well. Lots of the schools in our area have recently started the school year, and that has been kind of fun to see all of the kids getting ready to go to school, waiting at the bus stop when I take our dog out on her morning walk. And usually some of the kids will ask to pet her, and most mornings we say yes that they can, but there are some mornings when our dog is like so excited to go on her walk that, you know, she might like give them a quick sniff and then want to like sprint off. So usually on those days we're like, oh, thank you for asking, but she's just in a snippy mood and just kind of wants to run. Her being husky, she does like to keep it moving on her walks, and we do cater her a little bit. We're definitely, we go on walks, and as long as she's being safe, then like that's perfectly okay. The walks are like sniff walks for her, so we definitely let her sniff within reason. She can't be, pulling, like she can't be chaotic, too chaotic, We have to be safe, but we do let her get away with quite a bit. And we have a park that is very, very close to our house. And so every morning we go outside and sprint through the park. And it's a pretty small park. It's like a city block. And she loves that every morning. She loves to run and get some energy out. And she's a little bit older now, so she can't run as fast. We've had her for about 2 years, and when we first got her, she could very easily outrun us. And now she can't. That's okay. She's a good girl and she still tries. But she also gets excited when the kids are around because some mornings she really does just want to get some pets. The beginning of the school year does kind of make me a little nostalgic for my long gone school days. I remember the first day of school jitters that I always had, and I've always enjoyed school, so I was always excited to go and learn new things, but there's always that kind of nervousness, and I went to very small schools, so I kind of always knew that I was going to know pretty much everyone in all of my classes, so luckily I didn't ever really have that anxiety, but school is just stressful, and when you're a teenager especially, because you are just feeling all of your emotions so strongly, right? Like everything just feels so much more intense, and like any little thing that could be seen as embarrassing feels like mortifying. And now as an adult, like looking back, it's like that was fine, like that wasn't really that bad. But it's tough being a kid sometimes. And luckily, all of the kids around our neighborhood are all so respectful, and we haven't had any kids like run up to us and just suddenly pet Edna, which we have in the past, like we have experienced that at parks and stuff, and we certainly do not like that because I don't think I would like somebody just running up to me and like bombarding me by touch, and like, we don't always know exactly how Edna's gonna feel. She's always great with kids, but we like to set that boundary and make it so that she can approach them. And so everyone around the neighborhood is always so good, and it's always so polite. So we've been very impressed by all of the kids around the neighborhood. And those times where we've said, no, thank you for asking, they've been really kind and understanding about it. also going to film something on my tablet. I was thinking I'd do another session of Good Pizza, Great Pizza. And then I opened up my tablet to film, and it was at 3% because I forgot to charge it. So I kind of pivoted and decided that I would do this, which was okay. I think it's been a little while since I've done a fabric sounds video. And I love fabric sounds, and this pillow in particular is just very interesting. I really like adding bits of texture in my home decor, because I think that it just kind of gives a little bit of dimension, and if everything is all one texture and color, I feel like sometimes it can feel a little bit flat to me, so I like to kind of mix in different fabrics. And this blanket is actually like a sage green. It always kind of looks mint in my camera. And this is the throw blanket on our guest bed. And I have actually done a few videos, like a few fabric sounds videos with that blanket. And some other, just like I've set my tablet up on the blanket before. It is so soft. It's such a nice blanket. I'm a sucker for throw blankets, though. I just absolutely love throw blankets. We have been getting ready for a trip for a family wedding, and we are so excited about it. I don't get to spend nearly as much time with this part of my family as much as I would like, so we're very excited. We're flying in a few days before the wedding, and we're all doing kind of a nice family hangout and a big dinner. And then the day before the wedding, we are all going wine tasting. And I have never been wine tasting. I do like wine. I think my husband is like so on it. I think that he is one of those people that gets headaches from the tannins in wine. They don't really seem to bother me for some reason. But we are very excited to go try some wines and just kind of have fun. The vineyards are beautiful where we're going, and the wedding is actually taking place on a vineyard. So we think that that will be very beautiful, and it seems like it's going to be a very pretty and elegant wedding, and we're very excited. I always love an opportunity when I can get dressed up, and most of our friends and family's weddings are usually like semi-formal, like cocktail attire, and this wedding is formal, so I was very excited about that. But I did need to find a dress, and that took me quite a long time to find one that fits. And I know the wedding party colors, and so I wanted to make sure that I was not like in a solid dress of that color. color because, especially because I know the colors, I feel like it would be weird for me to show up in the same color as the bridesmaids. So it was very difficult for me to find a good dress that fit and was the proper, like formal attire, especially because most of the department stores around me had some formal dresses, but most of them were geared towards homecoming dresses. And I don't know if homecoming is really like big anywhere outside of the United States, but homecoming here is an event in high school, and it is typically to celebrate a big football game. And I don't actually know too much. I don't remember if it's like the last home game, but there is a dance, and it's kind of like prom, except at least in my schools, short dresses were acceptable, and all of the students get dressed up, and it's like this big to do. And so it is kind of season right now for all of the students to be looking for dresses. So a lot of the dresses were very young styles. There was lots of rhinestones and color stones, which are like, they were beautiful dresses and like, gorgeous, but it's like not quite the vibe that I wanted to bring to my cousin's wedding. So it was very difficult for me to find something, but I luckily thrifted my dress. And I love thrifting when I can for quite a few reasons. I mean, it's cheaper, right? Like, it's nice to be able to save money, and I like the idea of reusing things, so things that, people just no longer need themselves. So I'm a big believer in donating items when we are through with them or wanting to upgrade. So my husband and I very regularly drop off donations to our local thrift stores, and we have a favorite near us that supports the animal shelter. So we really like to shop there when we can and donate there when we do have donations to donate. And so I was very thankful. I tried so many stores, and I was getting very stressed because I had not found a dress yet. And then this dress is like perfect. It's like the exact fit that I was looking for, exact style, and the color is great. So I was very, very excited about that, and I did not have to pay a very high price for a nice dress. And my husband and I are going to try and just pack carry-ons so that we don't have to deal with the baggage claim. So we can just kind of get there and go, and then when we fly home, we can just go straight to our car and not have to worry about anything. And I think that for the duration of our trip, I think we'll be able to do it, but I very much like to overpack. I would rather have too many things than not enough of something that I need. But I think that I've got a good plan, and I think we're going to be able to do it. So we do need to start packing pretty soon in the next few days, just to kind of figure out our plan, see if we need to pick up any extra toiletries or anything. And of course we always get snacks way to keep us from spending lots of money at the airport because everything is so expensive at the airport. So we usually like to get our plane snacks a few days before the trip so that we can make sure that we get them tucked away neatly in a Ziploc bag and packed away. Usually we keep them in our personal item that goes under the seat so that they are very easily accessible during the flight. And it's usually a little bit of a struggle to not eat any of the snacks before our trip. But we do really like to do it this way because then, especially when we are staying with other people, it is nice to have some of our own snacks so that if their eating habits are like very different or like regular meal times are a lot earlier or later, we have our own snacks that we can have so that I don't feel rude, saying like, hey, when are we having dinner? Or asking somebody for snacks, which is like, if I had people staying over at my house and they asked for snacks, I would be perfectly okay with that. But for some reason, for me, I am mortified at the idea, so I like to have just a few snacks, like a few granola bars. I love to have dried fruit. I'll usually have some dried strawberries and bananas and maybe some trail mix. It's really easy, like grab and go type of snacks. I was thinking about making a video of me packing my suitcase, but if I need to cram it full, it might be a little stressful and not very relaxing. So we will see if that happens. I think maybe I'll try and record it anyways, and maybe the calming process of doing an ASMR video will make packing less stressful. Alright, well, I am coming up on the end of the time that I have to record. I hope that you enjoyed this rambly, calm chit-chat video with the nice hand movements and hopefully some of the sounds from the pillow. Thank you so much for watching.